tropical storm Bailu is showing signs of blowing up in the latest frames as it moves very close now to Taiwan. Wind speeds of 65 miles per hour and a pressure estimate of 986 millibars as of 6 a.m. China time this August 24th. On the CDPS scale, this is what we're looking at right now. It is moderate to significant major rainfall potential, though most notably it is a stage 4 on the CDPS scale, extensive damage expected near the landfall area and in those mountain regions with that very heavy rainfall. There it is right now, 21.5 north, 122.5 degrees east is the latitude and longitude. And as you can see, it is now very close to Taiwan. Even closer though to Itbayat in the Philippines, 66 miles, 67 to Orchid Island, 159 from Kaohsiung, 176 from Tainan, and 389 from Shantou in China. Lots of warnings are out there in effect right now. Typhoon warning most notably for southern and central Taiwan, Signal 2 warning for the northernmost islands of the Philippines, Signal 1 further south, and a gale advisory for the southernmost Ryukyu Islands of Japan. What is more notable though really than anything else with this storm at the moment, even if it does get to typhoon status, of course that will be an issue in itself, but the rainfall totals over Taiwan, in particular the mountains there, are going to be very significant. We could be looking at potentially 450 millimeters of rain in the next 48 hours for the island, and that of course could lead to extensive flooding. After all, we have already had 1 or 2 tropical systems pass through the area already. It's starting to look like that this region will be the hotspot this year. But you see all that rain moving on into China afterwards as well. Some significant rainfall amounts are expected there too, with those very warm sea surface temperatures underneath, 29 degrees Celsius or so, all the way up to its eventual landfall in China. Here's what the wind forecast is expecting. A rather disorganized look on that model run there as we go through the weekend, but looking at what the satellite imagery has been providing over the last few hours, I think there could be a decent chance that we could see a typhoon just before it strikes Taiwan, and then we'll see what happens when it goes to China. Probably will be a little bit weaker by the time it gets there. The rest of that model run is a little bit pointless really, as the storm moves inland and weakens extremely quickly. Here are the chances of tropical storm force winds then. 93% chance at Dawu, 92 at Kaohsiung, 90 at Basco, 88 at Tainan, and 52% only at Shantou in China, maybe slightly higher a little bit further north. Here's what the models are saying. Most of them actually staying shy of typhoon status, except the HWRF, which has a late run up there just before Taiwan. Wind shear is going to be marginal to possibly slightly favourable for the next 24 hours. Sea surface temperatures will start to drop slightly, relative humidity is looking good. If the remnants do survive, HWRF takes them towards the southern tip of the Korean peninsula. So this is how Bailu is actually looking in the latest imagery. You can see how it has been developing in those later frames. There has been a blow-up in the most recent imagery, and that is looking rather interesting. Whether it's actually over the center of the storm or not is something that still remains to be seen, and I think visible imagery will tell us a lot more when daylight arrives in the next 2 or 3 hours. But there is the storm and a lot of convection to the south in that band, affecting the Philippines too, with heavy rainfall. We'll have more on this storm as it progresses throughout the next few days. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.